All right, everybody. I'm here at my last stop, which is Oklahoma or Okolona, excuse me, Confederate Cemetery here in Okolona, Chickasaw County, Mississippi, Northeast Mississippi's largest Confederate cemetery. If you can't read the board, I'll read it for you really quickly. In 1862, the Okolona College building, known as Rhodes Gates College, was taken by the Confederate government as a hospital. It was a three-story building with about a dozen rude wards surrounding it. The Presbyterian Church was also used for the same purpose, and a number of soldiers were cared for in private homes. While the Confederate Army was operating in Tennessee and northeast Mississippi, the sick of the Army was sent to the hospital at this place as they were wounded for battles at Shiloh, Corinth, and Bryce's Crossroads. These soldiers were principally from Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, South Carolina, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas. Between 900 and 1,000 deaths occurred in Chickasaw County, and that number of bodies lies in the Confederate Soldier Cemetery, situated in the southwest portion of Okolona, joining the old Citizen Cemetery, which I'll show in a second, on the south. The college building was burned by the Federals on one of their raids after it had been abandoned by the Confederacy. The cemetery is enclosed, and the graves have been cared for and yearly decorated with appropriate ceremonies by the members of the Okolona chapter UDC, who are striving to raise money to erect a fitting monument to the memory of their sacred dead. Written by Mrs. David McCarley, President of the Okolona chapter of the United Daughters of the Confederacy, 1905. There was a battle in Okolona, and as that monument said, um, there were soldiers who had passed from other battles. So just kind of like what we talked about with Columbus on Friday. But yeah, there's my car. But this is only my second time being here. There's a lovely set of flagpoles, and each flagpole has the flag of the state. So in this case, we're starting here at Texas. It has the Terry, Texas Ranger flag flying from it. But at the bottom, it has a little plaque with the number of soldiers that are buried there. So Texas has 49 that are buried here. Tennessee has 34 soldiers buried here. South Carolina has 11. North Carolina has 1. Missouri has 7. Mississippi has 74. Louisiana has 57. Kentucky has 12. Georgia 6. Florida 1. Arkansas has 10. And Alabama has 15. Now, I know that doesn't add up to be about 900, but that's just, occurred in Chickasaw County. And there's a lot more than that headstones out there. Here on the back is a list of the soldiers that are buried here, along with their units. As far as how the rows go. So it looks like there are 505, 506 that are out here. Several unknowns, but it's a mixture of infantry as well as cavalry. I don't see any artillery, just glancing, infantry and cavalry. I don't see any artillery as I'm glancing through here. I could be wrong. Infantry, cavalry, infantry. Now that's not saying that some of the unknowns out here aren't artillerymen. It's going to walk out here into the cemetery. There's as you come into town, there's a state of Mississippi historical marker that looks like brand new. This is an older one that talks about. I'll walk up to it. As you can see, there's the remnants, as we read about on that placard, of the old Citizen Cemetery out there. So Okolona was founded as Rose Hill in 1845, chartered as Okolona in 1850, named for Chickasaw Indian brave. Scene of 3 Civil War between the states, really, battles. The 1st Mississippi Cavalry was organized and equipped here. So that's just about Okolona. But we're gonna walk over to these other there's 3 monuments out here. One little stone you can kind of see. Another state of Mississippi, and another monument. We'll walk out over to that one. So yeah, here's the majority where it says unknown or 318. It's got a battle flag, half POW MIA flag. So let's see what this one says. Oak Hill. So this is for a Reverend James Haygood of Canes Hill, a minister of the Cumberland Presbyterian Church and captain of Company H. Hobbs Regiment, Arkansas Volunteers. Okay, that's pretty cool. So this is the actual monument for the our state road markers, what I call them, historical marker. Station on the Mobile and Ohio Railroad. Oklahoma was the site of a large hospital during the war between the states. I am editing for what it actually says to be correct. During the war between the states. In 1862, following the Battle of Shiloh, hundreds of wounded Confederates were brought here by train. Those who died were buried in the graveyard joining the city cemetery. Other soldiers, either victims or disease or casualties of battle, were also buried here. In all, the Confederate cemetery contains more than 800 dead, several hundred who remain unknown. Mississippi Department of Archives and History, 2006. And then monument, Chickasaw County's tribute to her sons who wore the gray and were faithful to the cause, erected under the auspices of the Okolona chapter UDC, number 117. So it just goes to show, whenever you go to take a trip, find and see what history is on your way to and from. Stop at those areas. Definitely get out there, do something in your communities. Honor the legacy of your ancestors left. Again, most of these guys I'm looking at them are from other places. I'm seeing Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama, Texas. The names that we mentioned earlier. And that's the thing about what makes our call so unique, our ancestors' calls unique. Just because your ancestor may be lying in your backyard, your compatriot's ancestor may lie 10,000 or 10,000 1,000 miles away, 100 miles away, whatever. And treat those as you would want your ancestor to be treated. So yeah. Tony, I gotta apologize. In the previous stream, I got you and I got Jamie Graham from South Carolina mixed up, and I must apologize. I appreciate you sending me those pictures of you visiting my ancestor, who lies 1,000 miles away from me, in Oakwood Cemetery. There is an active flag program. I know Tennessee's missing a flag right now. I can't remember off the top of my head right now who's heading that up. I think it's Mike Kidd, but don't quote me on that. But we can definitely find out if y'all are interested in trying to help, send funds for the upkeep or replacing the flags, things like that. Absolutely, beautiful cemetery. If you're in this area, definitely worth the stop by. And get it, especially now that spring is, springing. If you live near an interesting area or an interesting piece of history or area of history that your camp members and compatriots may enjoy, take the camp out. Do it. It doesn't have to just be a project. Do something that the camp can travel and visit. and do stuff. So it must have been raining up here because this ground is soft. There's a piece of trash over here. I'm gonna get up. So anyway, guys and gals, I needed to stop and stretch my legs. I figured this would be a good place as any to stop and stretch. Being able to pay some respects to some veterans that otherwise are not visited that often, especially the unknown. It's kind of what we're all about, guys. That's good, Tony. So definitely get out there, do something. We'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. I've got about another 2 hours of windshield time before I make it to the house, depending on the weather and if I need to get gas. So we'll be live tomorrow evening. Normal SCV chat time, SCV chat place. Hopefully we'll have some news and other things to report. Remember, remember our live we did yesterday with Commander James Patterson, the chairman of the Museum Fundraising Committee. Don't forget about that going on. Also, we want to remind everybody else that National Reunion is coming up. Hotel rooms I think there's still some over at the Overflow, and people are, the reservations at the host hotel are changing. Some people are not able to make it and are having to cancel their rooms. So just keep checking the host hotel and get your registrations in. I know I need to. That's something I'm going to do. Especially if you want to do something like the Hundley tour or anything like that. So, yeah, let's get those registrations in. Other than that, y'all, I've enjoyed it, enjoying the couple stops and getting to spend a little bit of time with y'all. Hope that y'all have enjoyed this, especially if you're rewatching later on. Got some more trips and stuff to do in the future. Like I mentioned in the last one, Moose and I may take a trip this summer. So just keep commenting, keep up what y'all are doing. We're gonna keep up what we're doing. Remember to tune in tomorrow. Share our episode out tomorrow, and y'all stay good.